Hello everyone, in this lecture we are going to learn how to create a repository. So before starting how to create a repository, first thing which we have to understand is we have to install the Git, and after installing the Git we have to do some configuration, like we have to set the author and we have to set the email. So I am using MacBook, so in MacBook you can click on the terminal and you can start a new terminal, or you can use the existing terminal like this. After that, first thing you have to do is git config user.name. Using that you can see like what username has been set. So if you are doing this first time, like if you are running git config user.name first time, you will be seeing empty. So we can set this config using git config user.name and then Krishan single or whatever. As my name is Krishan single, we have to keep this in quotes. Once we do that, so it's giving me an error, could not log config file, git config no such file or directory. Basically we are getting this error because we don't have any repository. Okay, so if we are doing git config user.name, it will give you the set username, but if you are trying to set, it will try to set it locally because we are not setting it globally. To set it globally so that every repository which we are going to use have this username, we have to use this dash global flag. Once we do that, it will set it globally. We can see this using git config user.name. So if I do git config user.name, you will see like Krishan single has been set as a name, and after that you have to use git config user.email to check what email ID has been set. In my case it's krishankant@noblius.com currently set. Let me change it to my actual email ID, single@gmail.com. So in this way we have to set basic config like user.email and author at least to work, and after that we can go to the folder where I want to create the repository, or I'm going to teach. So if I go teaching, I am inside a folder. So like there are different ways of creating repositories. One is like create the repository locally and then push this repository to GitHub or Bitbucket or any kind of software repository. Or another approach is create the repository there, then clone it and put your data or whatever. So we can have different approaches. So I am going to create the repository locally. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to run a command known as git init. So basically what this command do, this command initialize a repository. Okay, so when I do git init, it will create a repository inside teaching Git. If I do now ls, you will see a .git folder, but because it's starting with .git, it's not visible. So I have to do like if I do like this, I'm able to go inside. So when a repository is created, a .git folder is created, and in that .git folder there will be head, config folder, hooks folder, objects folder, branches folder, description, info, and reference. So I will be talking about all this folder once we will go in depth, but basically everything, all source control, all version history, logs, commit, everything are stored in this .git folder. So basically this is like a journal for your source code, your version history, commits, and all. When you create any repository by default file or anything, so if I do git status, it will give me the status of my current repository, and it's telling there is nothing to commit and on branch master, and this is initial commit. Okay, so let me create one file which I can add to my Git repository. So I'm creating hello.txt to simplest program or text file to learn anything. So vi hello.txt hello. So I will be just keeping hello, and I will be saving this file. This will be the first version of our hello.txt. If I do the git status again, you will see like Git is telling untracked files, and there is a hello.txt file. Okay, so currently this file is not getting tracked by Git. So what is the mean of untracked here is like currently Git does not about anything about this file. So if we want to track this file by Git, then we have to add this file to Git repository. So doing that, first we have to run the git add command as it's showing here. Use git add to include in what will be committed. So let me do the git hello.txt. Okay, git add hello.txt. Once I do that, and if I do the git status again, you guys will see it has changed from red to green now, and Git has started tracking the changes of this file, but still it is not into repository. When we are talking about Git, there are basically three stages. One is known as working directory, second is staging area, and third is our repository. I will be talking about and explaining how that thing works, but first let's understand it is in staging area. So I have to move this file to our repository. So how I can do it? After adding, you can commit this file. For that we use git commit. Okay, git commit command, and then -m for the message, and this is as my initial commit. I am giving it initial COMMIT, initial commit. So once I do that, it will show me this is a root commit, and the hash of this commit is 5417E02, and it is on master branch, and it is my initial commit. Whatever message you have given will be displayed here, and it is telling me in this commit one file has been changed. There is one insertion. If you have inserted 10 number of lines, so it will show 10 inserted and 5 removed or something like that. And then create mode, it's creating this file newly, so it's telling 100644 create mode and hello.txt. If I do now git status again, it will say on branch master nothing to commit, working directory clean. The mean of that, there is nothing to commit now. Everything is in repository and nothing has been changed what is in the repository. Okay, so if I do now git log, you will be able to see I have a commit hash, and the author name is Krishan Khan Singhal, and it on September 2, this was September 2 2019 it was created. So this is how we create our first repository. So this repository currently at the local. Okay, now we can push this repository to GitHub, Bitbucket, or wherever we want. So first, before going that, let's go to the .git folder to just little bit understand what's going on. So if you see, like we created the first commit. So if you go inside the objects folder, it is where your all objects will be stored. So you can see there is a 54 D1 after different folders has been created. Let me go to 54. Okay, and then it is having some big chunk of hash here. If I try to go inside this, less here, and it's telling it's a binary file. Basically it is storing the content what we have saved in our file. So object will be holding the objects, and it will be having it will be generating on the basis of the commit hash. If you see the 54 and 17017E0288. So it created a folder 54, and then inside that it has used this to create the file. So basically it's distributing commits, it's distributing object in .git folder on the basis of hash that in .git folder. And go inside objects again, and if I go to D1, so it's having something here, and then there is a F2 folder, and then there is a info folder, nothing is there, and there is a pack file. Okay, so basically in pack file it will be keeping compressed form of the objects. Okay, so the file which we have, so this way Git is storing your file in a object folders, and it will be storing different version of that. So we have created hello.txt file, we have created a repository, and inside that we added one hello.txt file, and then we used git add command. We used git add command to add that file into our staging area. Then we used git commit command for committing that hello.txt into our repository. But this repository currently is local, it is not pointing to any remote repository, so it will be on your PC itself. Okay, so this is how you can create a local repository.